Hello, this is Heather K. Margolis with Channel Maven Consulting, and today I'm going to talk to you about 10 things that you need to be doing on LinkedIn today. How do you take your communications to your customers to the next level? You're about to find out. First, let's talk about why LinkedIn is so important. So there are so many different social platforms out there. There are so many different ways that you could be marketing to your customers and to your audience, your greater audience in general. But why should we be thinking about LinkedIn? First of all, Sirius Decision says that 67% of the buyer's journey is now done digitally. That means that before your customers actually get a hold of you, they have figured out almost definitely which products they want, how much they should be paying for it, and where they should get it. If you start the conversation with, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? You've backed them up from that buyer's journey. So you want to sort of think about how you can take them to the next level. 57% of the purchase decision is already complete before the customer even calls the supplier, so CEB. And then Forrester and Gartner have said by 2020, 80% of the buying process will occur without any direct human-to-human interaction. And I would say that some of that is already happening. So we need to sort of think about what we should be doing to take the customer to the next level and what you need to be doing to make sure that when they're searching for all this information online, they're finding you as well. Let's start with our countdown, the top 10 things you need to be doing on LinkedIn today. First and foremost, update that profile. Make sure that your title speaks to what you want people to take away. If somebody had 1 second to decide whether or not they wanted to do business with you, would your title engage them? Make sure that you have a professional headshot. That means shoulders and above. I prefer that because it allows people to recognize you. They can see your picture, and if they see you at an event, they can recognize you. No sunglasses, no hats. This is really sometimes the first impression someone is going to get from you, so you want to make sure that's all complete. Make sure that you have your past experience and some of your descriptions around what you've done, what you've accomplished. Why should somebody work with you? Every time that you're looking at your LinkedIn profile or writing up a summary, think about that. Why should someone want to work with you? Another thing to think about are your web links. So that includes your LinkedIn public profile link, ensuring that you have customized this so that it's not just a bunch of numbers and letters and characters. That's the top link that you see. And then Twitter, if you have it, make sure you're adding that. And your website. So you can customize your websites instead of just choosing my company website or my blog. Choose other. And then you can type in so that it says Company XYZ homepage, and then your second link could be Company XYZ VMware Solutions, and your next link could be your blog. So you can link to a couple of different pages in your website. Think about what you want those to be, and make sure that your profile is updated. The other thing you might want to think about is the background picture. So you see here I have our logo. This is also a great opportunity for someone to feel like they've gotten to know you a little bit. So if you are into sailing or mountain biking or anything you want to put here that will tell someone a little bit more about you, that's a great idea as well. Number 9, increase your connections. So as you're better engaging with people on LinkedIn, you're going to be publishing content that's relevant to them. If nobody's connected to you, no one's going to see that. You want to ensure that you have the right connections. So think about where to find those people. LinkedIn makes it easy with the people you may know page. You can also upload your contacts. So if you have contacts from Outlook or Gmail or another mail server, you can load those to LinkedIn and they'll find them for you and connect with them. You can also take your current customer list. So if you're in sales or you are new to a company, take the customer list from your CRM system and upload that as well and connect with those folks. I always like to, if possible, if you're not uploading a large list, you're just doing one-off connections, I always like to customize that email that goes to them so they don't feel like they're just part of a large list. People are more likely to connect with you if you give them a reason to. So if somebody tries to connect with me and I don't know them, but I see that they have a similar background, or they're in the same industry, I'm going to connect with them. If someone doesn't have a similar background, or it looks like they're going to try to sell to me, I might actually look at that email more closely. So if the email just says, I'd like to add you to my network status or network on LinkedIn, I'm probably less likely to connect than if it said, hey, Heather, I see that we're part of the same group. So think about why someone should connect with you and then give them a reason to. Another great way to make connections is to start adding valuable content into LinkedIn groups. Think about the groups that your customers or prospects would be hanging out in. Are you selling into CIOs in healthcare? Use those keywords to find groups that make sense. Make sure that the groups have enough members in them for it to make sense to use one of your groups on them. So generally, if they have fewer than 2,000 members, I won't join that group. And think about how you can engage those group members. So publishing interesting content into the group, not about you, not about your company, not about VMware necessarily, but just about the industry and things that you have seen customers go through. Anytime that you can help someone solve one of their pain points, they're more likely to engage with you going forward. Now that you've connected with all of these people, it's important that you keep in contact with them. I always like to look at the connections updates that LinkedIn provides to you. By going to your connections updates, you can actually see who has a new job, who has a job anniversary, who is celebrating a birthday. Great ways to keep in touch and have a reason to reach out. Once a week or once a month, set a little update in your calendar to remind you to go in and look and see what things you can be connecting with people. Certainly some of the people you're connected with aren't prospects of yours, but they may know of people who need your services. So it's always a great idea to check in to see how things are going, just to give a quick update. And it's a really great way to make sure that you stay top of mind with your prospects as well. I would also add to this, instead of checking up on your connections, make sure that your connections can see what you are up to. If that means adding something to your network status update on a regular basis, an interesting article, or something that's happening within your business, it's also a great idea to make sure that your birthday, your work anniversary, and any of your updates are made public as well. Sometimes you don't want to make those public, but if you want people to be able to see your updates and see what interests you have and what's changed in your life, it's a great idea to turn things like that on sometimes. Number 6, check who viewed your profile. If you simply go into your metrics, you'll get a good visibility into who has viewed your profile. So in the last 90 days, I've had 358 profile views. I want to see who those people are. Certainly some people marked theirs anonymous so that I can't see that they looked at me. But when I look and I see that people who are potential prospects have looked at me, I'm going to reach out to them as well. Maybe a lot of people looked at me because I posted something into the network status that was of interest to them. So I want to look at how many views I got on certain days, as well as how much information people are looking at when they're coming to me. So maybe I want to add some of these connections. Maybe I want to share some updates similar to the ones that got more interest in the past. And maybe I should join a group that some of these people are hanging out in as well. So it's a great way to take a look at my activities and how they changed, who looked at me, and when. Number 5, review LinkedIn Pulse. A lot of people say to me, you keep telling me to post information into my network status updates, but I'm not sure what I should be talking about. LinkedIn Pulse aggregates the information that is of interest to you and your audience based on your industry. So if you are in high tech or you are in telecom, you're going to get much of the same information that I am, but maybe you don't have time to look at it. So if I look at what's been shared most often, what's been liked most often, what's been forwarded most often, those are the things that are going to tell me whether or not this is something that's interesting to my audience. So certainly if you don't have time to be looking at articles on your own, or you don't use an aggregator like Buffer or Pocket where you can pull information into, LinkedIn Pulse is a great way to do that as well. So certainly if you're looking to see what people are talking about, or you're looking to see what you should share to your audience, LinkedIn Pulse is a great place to do that. Number 4, launch a long-form post. Long-form posts are similar to a blog post in that you can write about a topic and add an image and pick an interesting headline with keywords around it, but it lives on LinkedIn instead of your blog. I have a very active blog, so I generally don't post into LinkedIn. A couple of things. If you're a marketing person at an organization, you would prefer that your salespeople write for your blog, because this information, this post is going to follow the individual. So if I post something here and then I'm not at Channel Maven, this follows me on my LinkedIn profile, but it doesn't follow the company. So it's really important to decide, would you rather have that content up on a blog post, or would you rather have that content on a long-form post? I would say that long-form posts are getting a lot more exposure today. So if you know that you have a very specific target and you know what their interests or their concerns are and you're trying to get their attention, long-form posts are a great way to be able to do that. And it's also a really good way to better engage the audience that you're already connected with, in the hopes that they publish that or they share that information as well. Number 3, think about Sales Navigator. And the reason I say think about it is there is a charge in order to get the Sales Navigator. I forget what it is, but there's an annual fee from LinkedIn to be able to do that. But it's almost like a CRM system on steroids. So you have the ability to find prospects based on certain keywords, their current company, their current location, titles, functions within a business, the size of their business, the role of their business, the industry. It's amazing how much information you can get. And all of this information is very, very up to date, because the user, the prospect, the person you're trying to find, updates their profile every time they change a job. So you know where they are, you know what their role is, you know what their title is. It's the first thing they update. If you have a CRM system, I use Sales Navigator to pull a list and then dump it into the CRM system. If you don't have a CRM system, it acts as a CRM system. So again, it's very robust. It's great if you know that you are going to San Francisco, let's say, for a week, and you want to meet with some prospects, or you want to meet current clients. It's a great way to figure out who's in San Francisco that has the right title, that's at the right company, and is the type of person you want to be connecting with. So it's a really great way to better engage your audience and make sure that you have the information you need when you're going somewhere, or you're setting up a specific campaign. Number 2, check out SlideShare. So SlideShare is an application within LinkedIn that allows people to load presentations. If you are looking for information, if you want to know more about monetizing a cloud business, just type in the keywords. I'm sure you will find a ton of presentations. If you are trying to get more exposure for what you do and how you can better help your prospects, then it's also a great place to load your content, your information, in the hopes that someone will find it using keywords. Obviously, be wary of where the information is coming from. If you're looking for something and you find a couple of different decks, take a look throughout. Make sure that you agree with the information, or the information is relevant to you. And then if you're sharing information, make sure that you tag it appropriately so that people who are looking for you can find that. And then, of course, post it into your profile as well. Make sure that when you're using SlideShare, you also go out to your LinkedIn profile and share it as a network status update as well. And the number 1 thing that you should be doing on LinkedIn today is engaging. Engage your prospects, engage your current customers, engage an extended audience. That means posting into your network status update, using photos where possible, posting into LinkedIn groups, publishing a post, using video on your profile as well to make sure people are able to find you. And in general, just make sure that you're putting out onto LinkedIn all of the things that you're capable of, that you're recognized for, that you are going to be able to help your prospects accomplish with all the great work that you do. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the 10 things that you should be doing on LinkedIn today. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and certainly connect with me on LinkedIn, Heather K. Margolis. Thanks so much for your time.